Hey, good night, everybody. How are you this evening? How are you doing? We're doing really well. Hello. Hi, Drizzle. I forgot to turn on the light. I'm sitting in the dark. So, how are you this evening? So, anyway, here we are. Tonight is normally money night. It's money, but in a different way. So, tonight we're going to talk about money and what happens when we do self-care. So the topic tonight is the cost of neglected self-care. So it just happened on the weekend. Somebody was talking to me about not doing things, not taking care of themselves like they normally did. So I thought, wow, but it's true. That's a topic that we will pay for later. So taking time out to care for yourself can remind you and others that your needs are important too. Having a well cared for body can make you feel good, can make you feel amazing. And one of the things that people don't realize a lot of the times is that, hi Yoko, is that self-care is very important. So I started the Pillars of Prosperity 15 years ago, and I always talk about how it came by. While tutoring and teaching and mentoring on finance, I realized it wasn't finance alone. It was all these other pillars that were breaking down. Hi, Dawn. And so then I turned around and I said, I looked at it, and it actually happened when I was mentoring a young man. I still see him today. So the Pillars of Prosperity, I created it from 15 years ago. And what I did with it was for self-care and improving your physical health. And many people don't realize that just taking care of the small things in your life are very important. Self-care can boost, they tell you that, it can boost your emotional health. And it can also give you the benefits of self-care are amazing. You'll become more productive because you're caring for yourself. It gives you a break from stress and boosts your immune system. I am a big massage person. I like going to the spa. I like having things done like that for me. I will get a Swedish massage and then I'll turn around and I will get a Thai massage 2 weeks later. And these are the things, going to the dentist, going to the doctor, all of that is self-care. Having your nails done, drinking proper water, all of that is self-care. But if you don't do that, you're going to let yourself down. It gives you a break from all this stress and it boosts your immune system. If you're stressed, your self-care is the answer to a lot of that. You take some time out. Why you should not neglect your self-care? Self-care actually is crucial for your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It affects your body, the physical part, but the emotional part, it gives you an idea when you're not taking care of yourself. Your emotions are really getting lower and lower. And your emotion is how you react to a situation. You might get very hasty or you might say something you don't want to say. The mental situation is that you don't process information properly. That can cause you loss of your job. You have to indulge in self-care because the physical now gets fed up. You're not doing your exercise because you just want to wrap your head and stay in bed. I know COVID is really having a hard time on a lot of friends and people that I know. They'll call and talk about they're cooped up in their house and it's cold and they don't want to go outside and they cannot get their nails done. They cannot go to get this done. They cannot go to get that done. And that is really, really tough for a lot of people. But you need to do it because if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to suffer a lot of pain later on. Neglecting going to the dentist, of course, everybody knows what happens there. It will cost more money for cavities, for root canals, and all of that. Not getting your nails done, then they don't look as nice as you would like them to be. Your physical health, if you don't do your exercise, you don't take some time out for meditation and exercise, then you suffer with that. So that is why self-care is important. Self-care is so important that they give it to you at work. It's part of your benefits. I know people who don't use their self-care benefits. They have physio, they have massages, they have osteopath, name it. But they don't take advantage. One lady said, I cannot be bothered. And I'm thinking, but you worked for 30, 40 years and you have these benefits. You're supposed to use it, especially now. We need to be able to do that. One of the things that works for sure with your self-care is going for a nice brisk walk. When you're sitting there and you're just eating, or just you go from the fridge to the table, from the table to the TV, if you're reading, you're still sitting down, you can go around walking around the house reading a book, if that is at all possible, but maybe it's not. So what do? So these are the benefits of self-care. They say boost your physical health. We know that. We know it makes you feel so much better. After a massage, you can feel the blood coursing through your veins. You can, especially a Thai massage, where they put pressure on certain parts of your body. The woman who gives me my massage, she actually walks on my back. She climbs my back while I come down or go forward or whatever. But your back, for example, our back is the most neglected part of our body. Why? We are not able to get to it. We are not able to use a brush or a cloth and really scrub it out. It's not because it's dirty, but they need to be stimulated. You need to have the blood flow. When she was doing my massage, she grabbed my ear and she said, if I pull your ear back and I lift it up, I'm releasing something in the sinus cavity. There's a tiny tube, she said, that needs to be worked in. So she does that. Then she finds points that I never knew that I had pain in until she touched it, and I can feel it. I can feel the bump there. And then there's spots in your back that you cannot reach under your arm, not under your arm, but under your shoulder blade. Under that shoulder blade, she said it has to be worked. Just like she says, you need to work your sinus cavities. And the tapping, she even talks about tapping. Tapping works so, she said it's a Chinese thing that they always did, but now it's in North America. I enjoy tapping. Tapping is really a wonderful thing. So she was explaining to me all the cavities in here, coming all through the under here. And these need to be drained by massaging them, not with your index finger. She said, but with your middle finger, the index finger is too strong. She says it's the same thing like applying cream to your face. Don't use your index finger to do it. Use these two fingers. So she talked about that. She teaches those things to me. And she talks about the different types of exercise you can do, especially when you're sitting at the computer all the time. Stretching your arm like this and pulling it back until it goes all the way back, then going against the wall and stretching it out. So this is what I have a man do the Swedish massage, and he's been doing it for 25 years. And this young lady does the Thai massage. But the very first time that she touched me, I felt a difference. And that I told her that. I said to her, what did you do? I was at a yoga class and she was part of the yoga class, but they were doing some manipulations. And she came to my back. And when I felt her hands on me, I went, wow, this is amazing. So then I asked her if she does private massage classes. And she said, yes, she'll come to your house. And she comes to my house. And then there's a big room where she puts her stuff down on the floor. And I'm still clothed. And she does the Thai massage. It is amazing. And the Swedish massage, he brings his table. So I get 2 massages a month. But that is not all that I do. I walk, I go for long walks, I make sure I do my dentist appointment, I make sure we go to the different appointments. Self-care, without self-care, you're letting yourself go. Some people don't even go for a doctor's visit. They just don't, and it's because they don't want to hear what the doctor has to say. But if you don't feel good, you need to go for the doctor's visit. You need to check with the doctor. So self-care is important, and you are your own advocate. The doctor's job is to listen to what you have to say. Hi, Rosie Rowe. And Yoko too. And the doctor knows that he can depend on you, but he doesn't because you're not telling him. My doctor, and I realized I needed to be my own advocate. My doctor will not always remember, so I have a book. And if I have something that I don't like or question, I write it down and I go to him or to her. And when I get there, I said, this is what happened, and that's when it happened, and that's what I was doing when it happened. So self-care is being aware of your body. It will cost you money, and that's where I tie it in with my teachings about money. If you eat foods that are not good for you, you might get sick. You miss a day work, your supervisor, your boss, your managers is all of a sudden is an attitude. That affects you emotionally. So your emotional prosperity. So that's why I have the 5 pillars, like the fingers of 5 hands, which I created 15 years ago, like I told you. Mental prosperity, emotional prosperity, physical, spiritual, and financial prosperity. You know what that's like. If you cut one of your fingers, all the others are weakened. You cannot do what you normally do with broken, chopped fingers. You know you can't. So that is why I realized when people came to talk to me about finance, and I listened to them, they're breathing, and the breathing is so hard. And then maybe they're sweating, and we haven't even sat down. They're hot, they're uncomfortable, their clothes is too tight. And maybe I met them 6 months ago and they weren't like that. Find out, why are you losing? Why are you gaining weight? Which one is what's going on? So self-care, if you are aware, and again, is being in the present, in the moment. You cannot be focusing on 100 other things, and that body is it's like your house. Your body is your house. You live in it, and you are burning it down. You wouldn't burn down the house that an architect and a contractor built, but the one you don't know how it came to being, that you're using, you're not even taking care of it. You're burning it down. You don't take care of your feet. You don't realize, okay, why is my feet hurting? What did I do? You don't wear shoes that are too small. You don't wear shoes that are too tight or too loose. All of that affects your way you walk. If you suddenly realize you're having body pain, check out how much water have you drank today. You need to drink half your body's weight in ounces every day. You need to just hydrate. You are in there, you're walking in, you're absorbing all this air from outside, all these things that you're doing, and you don't know where it's coming from. Get rid of it. Hydrate your body. Care is important. Exercise is important. Do some stretches. You don't have to go to the gym and work out a sweat every day, but every single one of us knows some steps, some exercises that we can do that will help us. We know we can turn on the TV. We have all sorts of stuff there. They go from one level to the other. There's one that I enjoy called Fitness Blender, and it goes in various levels, from really beginners and all the way up. So it's important to take care of that body. You hurt yourself, you have to go to the doctor. The doctor take you off work, and you're now having to pay for physio or go to physio. You can't go to work. You're not getting paid while you're at work. You have stress. Your emotion goes wacky. Your mental ability to use the information you got from before and take it, you can't. You're not thinking straight because your health is failing. So that's why self-care is important. Look at what you eat and how it affects you. What you eat, if it affects you in a certain way, then don't eat it. You have to realize it. If after you've eaten something you're feeling bloated, or you're feeling sick to your stomach, or you're itching all over, check it out. Don't just disregard it, because it will cost you money in the long run. Whether you have to buy a prescription, go buy an ointment, or buy something to take care of that itch because you ate some food that you shouldn't have eaten, then that is bad. That is just too bad. You miss the dentist appointment, you go back, and the bill is twice as big as it would have normally done if you had gone for your annual appointment. And this is what it is. So self-care begins with you being aware that you matter, that you're important. Hi, Kathleen, that you're important, that you are there, that you are taking the time to make yourself matter. And that is what self-care is all about. If you're not taking conscious effort to look after yourself, then you're not in line. If you're not in line, you're suffering. If you're suffering, it affects you financially. So the cost of self-care is very high when you have neglected it for a long time and know you want to pick it up. It's like your car. You take it for its tune-up. You take your car for the tune-up. You know you need to change the filter and the oil and get a lube job and all whatever you have to do. But you don't want to take your body for a tune-up. Why? Why aren't we taking our bodies for the tune-up? We value our car that takes us to work. The body to get in the car, we don't care about it. And then when we can't work, then we say, oh my God, I should have done that. Well, no, should have, would have, did have is not going to fix it. Self-care begins with you. And it begins to realize your matter. A lot of people, especially when they have a family, they will do anything for their family, but they will not do anything for themselves. So some of my friends, I twist it on them and I say to them, this is what you do. Somebody knocked on your door this morning and said, you know what? You get up today and you do some exercises, drink sufficient water, go outside for a nice long walk, go to see the doctor, have your checkup, have your eye doctor visit, check your this, do that, go to the hairdresser, get your haircut, do something for yourself. And if you do all that, your grandchildren will have the best, most amazing life. And would you do that? Of course I will. I'll do anything. I say, well, then why don't you do this? Why don't you do it now? Because you don't want them to worry about you. I said, this is what you're not doing. If you take care of yourself, your family has less time has less to worry about. If it's not working, you notice something is wrong. Don't hide it. Don't pretend it doesn't exist, because it will just get worse. So self-care is really important. And I'm trying to see if I can do a series on it. I have a friend that I think we mentioned it, and we might do it together. So I'll stay tuned, because I would like to fit the cost of self-care is so costly when you don't take care of it. So have a wonderful evening, and I hope you enjoy that. I didn't want to keep you guys too late tonight, so I wanted to do just 20 minutes. It looked like I got to 20 minutes. Oh, I cannot believe I actually just did it in 20 minutes. So enjoy yourself and have a wonderful evening, everybody. And tomorrow, I have Tina. She's going to come and talk about self-care also. And Tina is amazing. She's a massage therapist, and she's a mother, and she does a lot of other things, and she's a very active woman. She does dancing, she goes curling, she has a lot of things outside of her regular type of bio. So we're going to talk, and she'll tell us about how she treats people. So you should join us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So have a wonderful evening, everyone, and thank you, everybody, for joining Rosie Rose, and Kathleen, and Dawn, and Yoko, and Nikki, so many, and of course, somebody came. Rodrigo was there at the beginning. So thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have fun. See you for the morning blessing at 8 a.m. Take care. Bye-bye.